Okay, yeah, it's recording, but it's have to record somewhere else. Jade, lovely to see you. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, I'm okay.
Good.
The kids are meant to be at the dad's today, so they're not. So they're in the living room. So I was like, watch a film. Quiet.
Yeah, I totally understand. Totally understand. A lot of us are in that position. So great to see you all turning up for this call. We might have a few more that turn up, so I'll keep monitoring it. So today is about Q&A really. It's to kind of just show up, bring anything that's on your mind. Oh, hang on, let me someone else. Bring I'll just wait for her to join. Okay. So it's just to bring anything that's on your mind to the table, any burning questions. This is your chance to get them aired, and the group can contribute as well. The group, hi lovely, the group is more than welcome if they feel they have something of value to add to somebody's question or query, or if that was on your mind too, or if you've had anything similar, then just chip in. You know, it's an open forum for us all to kind of share. If I mute you at all, it's just to stop any background noise, and when you're ready to say something, or you want to join in, just unmute yourself. So today, really, I always do like a little tiny, really quick grounding exercise before I come on live, because I don't know how you guys feel about doing anything live, but the nerves start to kick in. The mind can start to race. You want to overanalyze what you want to say, and then you realize that you haven't prepared at all. And then you start to think, oh my God, you know, and that happens to me all the time. So the way that I deal with that, and obviously that will happen before a client, before anything that you feel you've got to really show up and deliver, your fight or flight system starts to kick in, and you start to feel it in your stomach. The vagus nerve starts to shut down. All those, you know, normal bodily sensations of anxiety, excitement, and fear can start to kick in. So it's important that you have some kind of practice where you can take yourself out of that state. Does anybody else resonate with feeling that way when they come to do something that's, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we'd be human without those feelings, and it's actually hard to do. You know, they say excitement and fear, they're on the kind of same spectrum. It's just the meaning that we put on that sensation. Are we telling ourselves it's fear or it's excitement? Because actually the body responds in the same way, if not extremely similar. So have a practice that you can do. Mine, I'll tell you what mine is and tell me what yours is. So I tried to divert myself from doing the full practice this morning. When you're busy, you just want to kind of ignore what your body is telling you to do. So my body always tells me to go outside, to put my bare feet on the ground and do a connection that way. But I noticed the time and I was like, oh my God, I just want to kind of make sure this is all going to work okay. And I wasn't going to go outside. But my body gave me a big fat no, you need to go outside. And it was almost like it wasn't me reaching for the key to the door in my drawer. It was just so, you've got to go outside and do it. So the point I'm telling you this is, we quite, maybe she want to, you need to listen to your body. Now on the Awakened Soul group, I talked about this a bit more in depth, that your chakras, your emotions are telling you in every moment what is good for you and what's not good for you. And it's our choice, our ego, willpower, free will choice to choose to listen to it or not. And we all know the consequences of when we don't listen to it and when we do. So I did go outside and I did do what I normally do. And I always connect with my spirit team and ask, what's the message that you want me to deliver today? And something did come through, which so the thing was responsibility. And actually, this is probably why I'm saying this. And nothing's ever, I don't ever plan what I'm going to say. I can't plan what I'm going to say because I have to just let the thing flow. And the reason why these words are coming out my mouth now is because the message that came through was responsibility. Now, I didn't know what that meant at the time. I was just going to throw it over to you guys and say, what does it mean to you? But everything I'm saying now is responsibility. You being responsible for maintaining your own emotional state and doing the things that, making the right choices, basically. So does everybody resonate with that? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good. Who has a little practice like that? Has anybody figured out what their sweet spot is when they're going to do something that takes them out of their comfort zone?
Not really.
I'll go then. Yeah, I used to have a really long, winded way of grounding and protecting the room and the space and everything. It would take me about 20 minutes, half an hour, which I realised I didn't really need to go into that much depth. I just trust my own protection. But I'm finding, because of the lockdown, I'm not protecting myself or doing any of my connection practices that I used to do, unless, because I used to do it in the morning before I went to work, unless I've got something that I want to do. So then I'll connect, and it's a quick connection.
Yeah.
But I've really got out of, and I'm embarrassed to say, because I know it's important for me, I've got out of the habit, the routine of getting ready for work, doing my thing.
I can understand that, and this is also something I was thinking about today, or maybe I've dreamt about it, I don't know. Is how we perceive we need to have some kind, what are rituals, what are practices, it's a routine, it's something that when we do this thing, we elicit this feeling state, and that's all it is a feeling state. So some people have an altar, some people have to, they light candles, but why do we have to do that? What's the objective of doing any kind of ritual? Oh, I can hear myself on it. It's to get you in a feeling state. Now, what I would say is some people absolutely love the rituals, their altars, their way of doing things, because it's the thing that gets them to that state. But what I would say is just try and get yourself into that state without the having to, because sometimes we can't get to that thing. Sometimes we won't have that time to invest in lighting the candles or going to that particular place or meditating in that spot. So what do we do? If you don't feel that you've done X, Y, Z, you might play a story that you're not there, you can't achieve it, and then the whole thing just doesn't happen for you. So it's a case of trying to find a really quick shortcut. Saying that, when I didn't want to go outside this morning, I tried to imagine myself being outside, but something instinctively made me pick up the key and open the door and put my feet on the ground. But if that wasn't available to me, then literally using your mind to create your reality, to put you in that feeling state, can work just as well. That takes me to another point that came through, was resources as well. So it was responsibility and resources. Now, resources is the thing that I've just said, using your mind to create the thing that you want. So it's what internal resources and external are the candles, the altar, the prayer mat. The internal resources are the things that you can do in the moment to create a reality that helps you get into that feeling state. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just use like the heart-centered breathing, you know, for a quick coming back to my heart center. Yeah.
Yeah, and that can be really quick. You can do it anytime. You don't need anything else except you. So that's a brilliant resource to have. Anybody else have any particular method of getting out their head and kind of connecting a bit more?
The heart breathing too.
You do breathing too?
Yeah, I like the heart centered breathing. I find that really effective.
Yeah, good. Emily, did you say you didn't have anything just yet?
I guess I have my own. I just do a few deep breaths and kind of run like a mental, like you can do this. Let's just get on and do it.
Yeah.
But nothing more than that. Never thought about it.
Yeah. Whatever works for you. And does that help when you give yourself that motivational pep talk?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, exactly. So the feeling state that you want is the motivation and drive.
Just move forward. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's perfect. So again, that's a resource that you've got. So depending on the outcome we want, we tap into the internal resource that we've got, and it can be that motivational voice. Some people can talk to themselves in a detrimental negative way, but that can also be a resource as well if it gets them the required outcome. They've tapped into a resource, albeit it might not be, but there's always an intention and an outcome. So in positive psychology, they talk about emotions and having a smorgasbord of resources that you can do in any moment given the situation. So you've got to think about your environment. What can you do about your environment to change your resource? What can you do physically? What can you do emotionally? So it's having a smorgasbord of, and this is called emotional management, emotional intelligence. So it's having a smorgasbord of different strategies to help you shift from a negative state into, a balanced or neutral state, or the state that you need to do the thing that you need to do. So, anybody got anything to add?
Yeah, I don't know if, can you hear me or do I need to unmute?
I can hear you, love.
This is one of the reasons I'm here today, to learn all this. I think for me, I had a couple of things. I used to do big presentations, so I'd try and remove myself and have that time. But then, like you said, it became a bit of a ritual, and I really panicked when I couldn't do that, and it really threw me off key. So now it's more nerves for me. So I find that if I just use the breathing, like a lot of other students have said, but I actually say to myself, surrender and then let go, and my nerves just calm, and that helps me. And I can do it anywhere. So, it's quite quick and it works for me, and it just calms my nerves down, or any kind of negativity I have quick to do. Nobody knows I'm doing it.
Yeah. That's really interesting, and that's surrender and letting go. There's something so profound and peaceful in that statement and that permission that we give to ourselves to not have to mentally exhaust yourself to figure everything out with our logical brain.
Yeah.
Can I just add something?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so I think it's good idea to have like your own mantra. For example, I'm telling myself like, feel the fear, but do it anyway. And they like connect with the intention, like you mentioned, and just realize why I want to do something.
Yes, yeah. Always understand what the intention is, because ultimately we run off our emotions. Awareness is the key to what you're thinking, what you're allowing into your thoughts, because they create your emotional senses, and those emotions create hormones which produce a behavior, a bodily action, which obviously creates consequences in your reality. So always think about what your intention is and what is the feeling state that is most beneficial to you right now. And however way we get there is okay, I guess. You know, if it's obviously negative a lot of the time, it's not, you know, you'd want, if you had a client that you knew was always motivating themselves with harsh, I know some of you guys are doing the inner critic at the minute. If you had a client that could only find motivation by beating themselves up with a big stick, then you might want to kind of go a bit deeper. Whose voice is it they're hearing? Where did that come from? Can they find more positive ways to talk to themselves to still be motivated? So coaching is a conversation with purpose. It's not a free-flowing conversation, really. It's a conversation where there's an intention, there's an outcome, there's an intention, and the conversation needs to have some purpose and direction to it. And sometimes it can be a bit interesting when clients aren't sure of their outcome. And this is where kind of the work has to come in, and you have to ask those open questions as a coach. So I'm going to do it to you guys now. So I don't know why you showed up today. It's a commitment on your part just as much as it is on mine. But let's just dive into a little bit of coaching so I get your brain working on how you would deal with this in a scenario. So think about it, and I know a lot of you will just say, well, you know, you put it out there and I took you up on your offer. Now, that's a surface level answer. So I want you to go deeper than that. You didn't have to show up here today. I'm sure half of you would rather be, you know, having a coffee in the sunshine. So what was your intention behind showing up today? What did you want to get from the call? And what was in it for you to show up? So just think about it, write it down, or just go ahead and shout it out when you're ready.
I think for me, it was just wanting, I mean, obviously I'm not doing like a coaching course per se, am I? So for me, it was just perhaps getting strategies to help my, you know, my current clients, just to add to my modality and ways that I could basically just help them. Because I find that, you know, obviously when they come to me, they kind of, they let everything go. Do you know what I mean? And everybody's got issues, haven't they? And it's just basically just finding ways to help them through things like that.
Yeah, okay. Well, coaching is so beneficial for that, because coaching can be combined with any skill, even Reiki. I would say do a coaching course, because it's just about, like I say, that you're hand holding somebody through maybe an emotional wave that they're going through. So somebody wants a breakthrough. So it's you having that skill set to guide them through that breakthrough. So coaching is so beneficial for that. So
and as well, like with my quantum, you know, that I've just done, it's kind of having the words, around, you know, to help.
Yeah, the open-ended questions to ask, which bounces back over to the person to think about, and then when they start to say it, they find their own solution within it. Yeah, so strategies. Okay, anybody else?
I think for me it was to meet other people and to widen my network as well, and to learn from each other, and to see Emily and Theresa face to face. But as well, it was practicing technology. I have a fear of technology, and I nearly rang my son and said, how do I do that? I thought, no, don't. So that was a part of it, because I do think that is an area where we have to be able to communicate with people now. So that was one of my intentions as well.
Good. Yes, I totally hear you with technology. I don't like to say I hate it, because I think, oh, it's going to do, you know, it's going to get me back. But yeah, totally with you. So well done. You did it. Anybody else?
1 second.
I guess for me it's just really simple, because I want to be a coach, but I'm still like scared, you know, go live and do a kind of public speaking. So I just want to, you know, get as much practice as I can.
I agree with Gail.
Say that again, sorry.
So, did you hear me or not?
I heard you, yeah. Did somebody else have something to say then?
Yeah, I was as well. I didn't realise she was speaking, sorry.
Okay. So yeah, so yeah, fear of public speaking. So that's perfect for you. To come on here and to have the courage to talk. Oh my God, you should have seen me. I've had such a bad fear of speaking up, confidence issues. There's no way. I've really had to break through that barrier of speaking out in a group. Like, it was a serious problem. And the more that you do it, the more comfortable and confident you become. I literally had to self-coach myself, even if we were in a group, just when it was coming to my turn to introduce myself. I mean, it was just on another level. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And I forget how to say Katarzyna's Cassia, that's it, Cassia. Yeah. It would be great for you to, when you have the time, to start hooking up with some of the other girls and just to start practicing, and we can always hook up and do some one-to-ones as well. Let me see. So anybody else got anything to say about what their intention was about showing up?
Yeah. Oh. You go, Gail.
No, it's I've said mine.
Okay. I was kind of looking for some kind of practical steps that I could be taking while I'm doing the course and doing the studying to start to prepare for actually becoming a coach.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the studying, but I feel like there could be other steps I was taking outside of that to start actually making some progress and making some small steps towards what I eventually want to do.
Okay, so all right, so let's dive into that if that's okay with you. Yeah. So what does that look like? So first of all, so there's two parts to that. One is practical steps, and then one is what you're going to be doing. So just explain the bigger picture goal. So when you say of what I want to be doing, what does that look like to you?
That looks like actually working one-on-one with people, with actual clients, as well as I'm quite interested in delivering kind of group things in group settings.
Yeah, great.
As well as potentially written material that I could share with people.
Yes, okay, brilliant. So one-to-one settings, maybe groups, doing the coaching work. And the practical steps, what does that look like?
I keep playing all these ideas about should I be starting a blog? Should I be contacting centres where I know my clients might be to see if I could run a day, a class there? Could I be starting to write the material that I wanted to share? And then I see these bigger pictures and then I kind of freeze because I'm like, I'm not ready for that. But if I never start it, it will never happen. If you see what I mean. Yeah. So that's where I am.
So you just answered your own question.
Yeah, I did.
So if you never start it, it will never happen. So what does that mean to you?
It means that I'm very good at ideas and I'm not very good at execution. For me. And that's my voice, and that's the story that I've been telling myself, because I've had a lot of ideas and I never run with them. But suddenly this idea, I feel this one is really important. I'm very motivated on that one. And this is why I probably turned up today, just to make sure that I keep that commitment to myself, to keep making progress. Otherwise, I'm very easy to start something, the fear sets in and I just disappear. I'm like, oh, I never even started.
Yeah, and the fear's okay. You know, we're never going to get rid of that feeling of fear. It's just accompanies something that we're moving out of our comfort zone. So actually, when you feel it, give yourself a big fat pat on the back, because you know you're doing something that pushes you out of your comfort zone. Just share something with you about that. I've just taken a massive, business move, and I suddenly had this huge wave of fear that just washed over me, that made me feel like I was free falling off a cliff, and thought, what the hell are you doing? And who do you think you are? You can't pull this off. You can't. All of those came in, and it was like a huge void. It felt like an energetic void that I just fell into.
Yeah.
And I could have run with that. You know, the old me, without this coaching experience, would have run with that feeling. And most, a lot of people do without the awareness skills. And this is something that you can give your client, is the self-awareness about what is going on in their head and what they're choosing to run with. If I'd have run with that, which I probably would have done, I would have just crawled under a rock and not done anything, and just forget the whole thing and stay in my comfort zone. All it was telling me was that you're moving out of your comfort zone now, and there's always a risk in doing that, isn't there? Whatever that risk is, emotional, physical, relationship, financial, there's always a risk when we move out of our comfort zone and we're moving into the next stage of our life. It's called growth. Remember, we all used to get growing pains when we were younger, or whatever the hell they were, and they said they were growing pains. That's literally what life is still like now. So you said that you were extremely motivated about this, and it kind of makes you feel...
Fires me up, yeah.
Fires you up. And that was the thing that you originally said was your your kind of pep talk to yourself.
Yeah.
It's all about motivation and drive for you.
Yeah.
And in a way, what you're saying is you're quite intuitive of what means something to you and what doesn't mean something to you. Because you have a lot of ideas, but you won't always solidify them.
Yeah.
But this one, for some reason, feels important to you.
Yeah.
So you're investing in it. You've invested financially, and you've invested you're investing your time in it.
Yeah.
But it's also, you're investing your thinking, you're investing your emotions, you're investing, you're wanting to create a life based on your investment that you've made to yourself.
Yeah.
So just tell me.
Scary.
Yeah. It is scary, yeah, absolutely. So what does it mean to you, the end result? Like, tell me about that motivation feeling on a scale of 1 to 10. Forget the fear. Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated and fired up do you feel?
it waxes and wanes. So when I'm in it can be a 10. It can be, this is life changing and I want to change everybody else's life and we're all going to go on this exciting journey together. And then other times I'm just like, no, I can't do it. I don't know where to start. I just won't start at all. Then I won't fail. And I swing between these two polar opposites and I just get stuck. That's what. So yeah, it can, and there's no real middle ground. I'm either all in or I'm ignoring it.
Can anyone else resonate with that feeling?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what we've got to look at here, because we'll all experience that polar, by the way, you know, but what we have to make sure is that our motivation, our reason for doing it, our why, our values, our purpose is more heavily weighted than the fear. So if it were on a scale, we just need that that reason for doing it, the purpose behind it, to be slightly bigger. So it'd be like that, slightly heavier than the fear-based one.
Yeah.
So do you know your real desire, your real purpose, your real intention, your why behind why you want to do this?
Yeah. I in my current position where I am now and the work that I do, I don't feel a personal sense of real satisfaction from that.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to do something that contributes in a bigger way. I feel I have more, and I feel I have these skills I'm not able to bring to fruition in my current job. And I see this as a way of actually bringing that out of me. And I think if that was able to come out and I was more satisfied, that I would feel happier. I would feel like I was contributing more, making more of an impact. And I can see that the work-life balance as well would be improved.
Okay, thank you for that. Now there's something that just came out of that conversation. It was just one word, and it's one feeling state that I want you to tie into doing something practical. Can anybody recognize what was just said then? That was one word, it was one emotion that we could bring in now to our life. She said, I want to feel. She said, I want to feel happier.
Yeah, satisfied.
Yeah, making a bigger impact. So underneath all of our reasons, you know, the things that we want to achieve, underneath all of it is an emotional state that we want to feel. So even if somebody says, I want to earn more money, just go deeper. Well, why? What will that give you? Why? What will that give you? Why? What will that give you? And underneath it all, there's always an emotional driver behind it all. So if you're wanting to feel happier because, you know, you feel that making a bigger impact, getting satisfaction from your work is going to make you feel happier. If happiness is the motivating factor, then we need to make sure that you find ways to bring that into your daily life without the external go-to to give you that inner feeling.
Mm.
If you could cultivate that inner feeling now of happiness, what would you do with that? Which way would you go?
Oh, it's quite challenging. I don't know, you know. Like, I don't consider myself to be unhappy, but having just reflected back on what I've said, I can see that if I'm looking for something, then I'm not there yet. So I would like to be able to spend more time alone. sounds awful. I'd like some headspace to actually be able to meditate and think more, and just be able to bring my ideas out, and it's kind of personal expression in that way. What else? I would like more connection as well with family and friends. Okay. I think since I've had the children, I feel a little bit more isolated than I used to.
Yeah, okay. And those are the things that cultivates happiness within you.
Yeah.
If you were in that state that you want to be in, like a really joyful state, when you think about taking practical steps in the work that you said about blogs, the content, the sharing, all the things that make you feel a little bit out of your comfort zone, if you're in that complete state of just being happy, just I can do what I want, it's okay, like I'm gonna choose the thing that will make me happy, will bring happiness into my life, what would you choose?
I would be in a group setting, actually, talking to people, sharing, talking, some dynamics within that, feedback in the moment, reacting to what people are saying, and building a group that was cohesive and enjoying their time.
And what would you like to be helping them with?
Their own sense of joy. And bringing that out of them and sharing it as a group.
Brilliant. See, amazing. And it's always the thing that we're the thing within us that we wanted to sort out is normally the thing that we want to help other people with, because it's the reason why you have to go through it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
So what's coming up for you right now?
That actually, you're right. I want to help others and help myself at the same time. Take that journey with others together. Yeah.
Absolutely. And without that awareness, you will always beat yourself up. And you will feel like an imposter.
Yes.
Yeah. Without understanding why you're feeling this way is actually the reason why you want to help other people, is the fact that you have to feel this way. So it's not like you're a victim to it. And this is something that's been coming to me lately. We're not a victim of our circumstances. If you have something in you that wants to help other people, and actually the other thing might be the complete experience that you've had, the painful ones, then that's the exact reason why you've had to have that experience. But without that awareness and giving yourself that acceptance of feeling that way, without beating yourself up and trying to find a quick, fast, easy route out of it, and telling yourself, I'm not happy because I feel this way, then you're totally missing the bullseye.
Yeah.
You feel that way for a purpose. You feel that way for a reason. And it's to help other people to get out of that state as well. So this is about you finding your way through all of that emotion that you feel about it. And through that, you're getting insights about how you talk to yourself, how you might attach to external things, which is what the people that you're going to be helping will do.
We'll be doing the same thing. Yeah.
So with all that being said, because that's quite a big insight for you, how is what I'm saying, does that resonate with you?
It does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, because I have been thinking about those thoughts have been coming up about how can I really help these people? I don't know. But I see now that actually I can, and that my journey, I can use that as validation, I guess.
Absolutely.
Why I'm here and why I'm doing it.
Exactly. You've got to walk that path first. So with that being said, what would be the next practical step that you could take that puts you into that place where you are making those practical steps? Which one would bring you the most joy?
I could start contacting some of the group centres that I know locally and ask if I could come and do a short workshop or something. And I've been playing with that for a little while. I could start putting out the feelers. I don't think I'm quite ready to actually deliver something yet, but there's no reason why I couldn't go and meet people, talk to them, write letters, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And how would you feel about you said you you like to write blogs and things like that. How would you feel about really doing some kind of just writing that talks about your experience and how you
I could start doing that.
Just to start putting things on paper. Is that a child or?
Hello.
Hello. He's gorgeous. Hello. Welcome to our group.
There's more people.
So thanks
I could.
Emily. What's been your biggest insight and takeaway from that?
I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place. My motivation is strong. I know that there's a purpose, and if I will just keep on with that. I remember and bringing myself back to that. So when the negativity comes up, I'll just remember why we're doing it, and that I'm capable of that, and it's for a reason.
Good. Anybody have any observations or questions they want to ask about that?
I just thought it was beautiful, and the questions that you were asking actually resonated with me clearly very much. And you have sorry Emily, this is all about me, because it brought up even the things, Emily's responses, and your next question was helping me. And you just really helped me to see very emotionally actually about what I'm doing right now, and what you were talking about, stepping out of your comfort zone, because I've taken on 2 big financial courses for me with having no money coming up in at the moment, and one is one of the courses that I'm doing with you, and the other one is that I've taken on breath work, and I didn't realize how expensive that was going to work out. And it's both of you, your course and the breathwork course, are absolutely working hand in hand, because I've just done level 1, and I then went on to do another module with yours this morning because I was feeling really energized this morning, so I got on, and they are working hand in hand with what I'm clearing. So you're absolutely right that I should be doing these 2 courses, because when you were talking I could feel it in the pit of my stomach, feeling the emotion and the connection, and everything will sort itself out. At the moment I feel as if my debt is just rising, but I'm following my soul's instinct, I'm following my calling, so it has to come right, and I do trust that. But that doesn't help that the credit card's due, and I'm but so what I loved is that your technique, which I'm clearly going to be learning, or am learning, can relate to so many of us in different ways. The same, we've got both having different experiences, Emily and I, but yet you were really speaking directly to me too. And so I just thought that was incredible. And to be able to offer this to others, and like Emily was saying, even to be able to offer something like this within a group setting, because it's worked with me. So I don't know how many others that are here that have resonated with what's been going on there. But this is just incredible, and for me it's trauma. And I love that, you've experienced, it's almost like I'm hearing it for the first time, although I know that I've thought it, but hearing other people speaking about it really resonated. And I'm definitely going to be working with people with trauma, and that's why I've been through all my experiences. Absolutely. And I just, it's just this has been incredible, and I didn't know why I was coming. I just knew that I wanted, hopefully Emily and Gail were going to be here and that I could meet them in person, spend time with yourself and learn from the group.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a really deep learning for me, this. I just knew I needed to show up.
Yeah.
You were offering, I needed to show up, and wow, so thank you.
Good, I'm glad, thank you. Anybody else got any observations they want to make about that, or any questions?
I think for me, when I was just watching Emily, when she talked about a passion, her body language changed. When she was like kind of really looking forward to what she's going to do, her body language changed. And I think the group idea is a really powerful way, because I think people learn from peer support, like Theresa said. I used to work with unpaid carers and we do training, and I could stand back sometimes and they were the expert in that caring role, not me, but the peer support they got from each other, similar to what Theresa said. Now we're all here and we're kind of, you know, we're talking about different things, but we all, it ties in certain ways. But I just enjoyed watching Emily's passion when she started really talking about what she was going to do and her body language changing. You kind of go with her with that, don't you? And I think it's infectious sometimes.
Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, just something that came to me then. So I'm just linking back to the first thing that I said was about responsibility and resources. So the responsibility bit is having responsibility over your thoughts. And that's where the resources comes in. That's where having that emotional intelligence comes in, to how you're managing your thoughts that create an emotional state. So when Emily said about the motivation factor and the fear and which one is winning, neither was winning because she feels stuck. So is responsibility over the internal dialogue and thoughts. What story are we running in our head? And having or cultivating the inner resources or the external to push you in a forward momentum towards the positive outcome, which is her achieving the thing that she wants to achieve. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So think about that responsibility. Where are you taking responsibility? Where are you lacking responsibility? Where can you increase that responsibility over managing your own thoughts? It's all about self-awareness, self-reflection, and changing the way that you talk to yourself, changing the story. Oh my God, they're gorgeous.
They've all come. Yeah.
Oh,
The movie must have finished.
oh, hi. It's so cute. You're like little dolls. So yeah, think about that. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, so the last thing that I want to say, because we're probably running out of time, is to quite often when we're a coach or we're a healer or somebody in that profession, or even actually in a profession, any kind of profession, we can have that level of self-doubt and imposter syndrome that takes over us to go, what the hell qualifies me to help another person when I still feel this way, or I've experienced this in my life? And exactly what I said to Emily is there's a purpose for everything. There's a purpose that you want to help that client overcome that emotional or whatever issue, is because that you've actually experienced that yourself. So obviously there's a sense of, again, responsibility for you and the client, and you really do have to check in with yourself about that. You have to have the right level of training and skills in order to help somebody. It's like you both can't jump in the water. You can't save a drowning person by jumping in the water if you can't swim. You have to have the right resources to help them navigate their way out. But it's what's been coming through to me over the last few weeks is I've been having loads of like memories come back up that I can observe and think, wow, that, you know, I experienced that, and that's given me that in a positive light, rather than feeling I experienced that and how awful for me. Do you know what I mean? So everything you've experienced is a tool, it's a resource, it's a potential for you to help that other person with. So does anybody want to add anything before we go? I'll do a little angel card reading for everybody, but anybody got anything to say?
I'm just sorry, Anne-Marie. I finally made it into the group. I didn't realise you've been on for so long. Sorry if I've missed everything. So I'm just trying to catch up with everything. Guys, I was on Anne-Marie's previous life coaching course, and this is the first opportunity I've had in a long time to connect with her. So I thought I'd jump on the call. So I haven't commented because I don't really know what the thread is or has been.
Don't worry, it's just so nice to see you. Just watch the video. It's actually quite a good one. Saw you last night in Aladdin.
Oh, did you watch it last night, did you?
Yeah, I watched it last night. It was fantastic.
Oh,
so good.
Yes. Good job it's on in the first 10 minutes, isn't it? You can relax and enjoy the film there.
That was ace. I love the film. It's brilliant. Right, let's have a little reading. So I'm going to keep doing these for us all. Just get everybody on, because obviously I've got different groups and everybody's at different stages in their learning, but I think it's just really beneficial for us all to just jump on and share. All right, so let's see. So I'm just going to do this in the order I can see on my screen. So Gail, you're first. So we're looking at your second chakra here. So this is all about emotions, inner child, abundance, self-worth, a creativity as well. This is a time when the energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. You can now open yourself to the emotional intimacy that may be coming your way. So nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and camaraderie of the resonant souls around you.
Okay.
And then we've got Jade.
Thank you.
So you've got your first chakra, Archangel Michael. So this is all about your foundations, probably. Let's see what he has to say. Stability and security. Just saying, Archangel Michael is with you, bringing you strength and personal stability. You're capable of taking action and moving forward on your path. So allow yourself to feel increasing faith in your own power and security now and always. And then we've got Lisa. For fifth chakra, see, are these all chakra cards? No, they're not. House, they're all the chakras are coming out. So this is about your throat, which does come up for you, I know that. Self-expression and speaking your truth. So you may have had trouble with expressing emotions and ideas in the past, but Gabriel is here to tell you that your soul longs to take this leap now. Be aware that true communication includes how you speak to yourself. This is so good for her, I know that. So never deny yourself. So never deny your profound integral value. Speak up for yourself. Write in your journal. Let your words flow. Now is the time to express yourself freely and fully, and the universe always honors your choice to do so.
Thank you.
And then Lee, the thinking woman. Sorry, I've got to look these up because I don't use these. Okay, female of wisdom or understanding. This is very apt for Lee. This card shows a woman holding a book, standing before a staircase, ready to lead you to higher understanding. This woman could be a friend who helps you express and understand your feelings, or she could be a teacher brought to your life at this time to take you in a new direction. This is so you find your voice and let your wisdom shine. And then we've got Buxo.
And Ruth,
Yeah.
what card deck is that?
This is Energy Oracle cards.
By who? Is it?
Sandra and Taylor.
Okay.
And then we've got Buxo, Daughter Spirit.
Ooh.
Ooh. Spiritual awakenings and new beginnings.
Yes.
Yay! Brilliant. This door opens onto the expansive energetic realm where all new beginnings originate. The orbs of light, you can see it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm never good at doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
The orbs of light are guiding you through the clouds of the earthly world, leading you to a deeper understanding of your eternal identity, the source of all true value and power. This door opens onto truly unlimited potential for the changes that happen here reach deep into the core of your being.
Definitely about the soul's purpose. That's the path.
Yeah, and it's been so amazing, like watching you grow from the first day that we had a conversation a couple of years ago, and everything was in the air.
Well, yeah, I mean, you touched on the imposter syndrome as well just then. I caught that tail end of that, and that was massive for me. And I've got to the point now, through continual work on myself, I can't not talk about stuff that's affecting me. It's like a rash, an itch, have to itch.
Yeah.
It just becomes something you have to do, irrespective of the fallout of it all. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, it's not about hiding how you feel as a person, really. I mean, not everybody feels like they want to, you know, be seen on the internet, and that's fine. But it is about vulnerability. It's about honesty, and it's about being self-acceptance, really. It's like, you don't have to be anything other than yourself to help another person. You don't have to elevate yourself to a position where you can't show vulnerability, you can't show fear, you can't show anxiety, you can't show your hiccups, your life challenges. They're all a potential for you to grow and help another person with their situation as well. Okay, Emily. We haven't done Emily, have we? No. Okay, so we've got anxiety here. So let me see what this means. Okay, and that could relate to what we've just talked about, worry or distressed. The woman on the card is filled with anxiety, worrying about something that causes her a great deal of discomfort. Receiving this card may indicate that you're experiencing a time of increasing stress, perhaps even a situation that you find yourself brooding about much of the time. However, if you'll notice the scene outside the window, the storm is distant and perhaps even moving away. Whatever is going on, this card is telling you to release the worry and let yourself relax. This is pretty much everything we've just talked about. Brooding and fretting will never solve things, so trust in yourself and your process. Oh, that's that. So I'll say that again just so you get it. Brooding and fretting will never solve things. Brooding and fretting will never solve things. So trust in yourself and your process. When you live with a relaxed heart and mind, you're far more likely to receive the solutions that you seek.
Mummy. Good advice.
Oh, everybody's just jumped around now. So Katia, I haven't done you. Happy family. Okay. Closeness, fun and caring. The rainbow over this happy family portends a time of joy and celebration. Close connections are available, so don't overlook the fun and frivolity that a friend or family experience can bring. The value that you find in a truly loving relative or friend brings a higher vibration to your life force. You may be distracted or busy, but remember to put this part of your life in the forefront of your priorities. And I think in the beginning you said did you say about connections and things like that? So that's baby saying, you've already got that, look with what you've got, find the joy in that, and then you might find the confidence to spread yourself even further. Theresa, I haven't done you, have I?
No.
Don't think.
No.
Okay. We've got adjacent possibilities. Okay. Many considered options. Sometimes the force of habit keeps you stuck and unaware of potentially healthier and happy choices at hand. Yet every moment gives you the opportunity to open a different door and take a different course, whether it's in your thoughts, behaviours, or major life decisions. Unlike the indecision card, which indicates confusion about which course to take, the adjacent possibilities card is here to tell you that you have many options and it's time to take a wider look at things. As you consider the many life choices available, you'll feel more and more empowered and motivated to make the decisions that bring happiness, strength, and forward motivation.
Okay.
Who haven't I done? Is everybody done? Yep, I think so. Okay, cool. Right, well that takes us to over, so that is brilliant. Anybody got any final thoughts or questions or anything they want to say?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. That's been brilliant.
Okay,
Thanks.
so we'll keep doing these. We'll keep doing these on a monthly, and obviously if anybody's got anything they need to speak to me about, I'm always here, so don't worry about that. And we'll keep sharing in the groups and keep supporting each other. If anybody wants to do any practice, just put it on the group. Someone will take you up on it.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Great weekend, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.